Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Todd and Chrisley talk trauma support after prison release. Todd and Chrisley have opened up and talked about trauma support after their prison release. Mental health is something that everyone should be aware of and take care of. So Todd and are being open and honest about it all. Chrisley even opened up about what she has been feeling towards her parents. There is a lot to unfold and uncover. Keep reading to find out more about this situation. When Todd and Chrisley got locked away, Chrisley had to take on a lot. Not only this, but she went through a lot during the time they were behind bars as well. She had to take custody of her younger siblings, Grayson and Chloe. She dealt with her ex dying, a breakup, and people turning on her after her parents were incarcerated. So yes, Todd and had to go through a lot, but Savannah had to go through just as much, if not more. Her parents do recognize that and have openly talked about the trauma she endured during this time. Todd and Chrisley have revealed that they do think prisoners should get trauma support after being released from prison. Savannah then said she does not see a lot of trauma from her father, but she does with her mother. She then revealed that even though she loves them more than anything else, she does feel a disconnect from them. Todd then recognized that she did have to go through a lot during this time too, and she more than likely has a lot of trauma from this. Fans appreciated that Todd recognized all that Savannah had to go through. Fans think the entire family needs to get help processing what they went through. It seems as though Savannah notices more trauma in than in Todd. However, Todd did not dismiss Savannah and let her know that she probably has more trauma than anyone else. Fans loved that he did not dismiss her and act like she went through nothing during this. He has his daughter's back and always will. However, this may lead to Savannah getting some help with what she has gone through. What do you think about this? Are you shocked about this? Sound off in the comments below. We would love to hear your thoughts on this situation. Todd and Chrisley, once the impeccably dressed, always smiling Southern duo at the center of the reality show Chrisley Knows Best, are stepping back into the public eye. But this time, their story is anything but glamorous. After serving time in federal prison on tax evasion and bank fraud charges, the Chrisleys are shedding their reality TV personas and revealing the raw truth behind their incarceration, their emotional struggles, and the unexpected healing they found in one another. Sitting together on a modest couch in their Nashville home, noticeably more understated than the opulent sets fans once saw weekly, Todd and appear transformed, not just physically, but spiritually. Their faces carry the marks of deep introspection. Their words, once laced with sarcasm and sass, now flow with weighty sincerity. Prison broke us, Todd says quietly, his southern drawl tinged with emotion. But it also rebuilt us. Julie nods beside him, her hand resting gently over his. People see the headlines. They see the sentencing, the photos, the court drama, she says. But what they don't see is what it's like to lie awake at night in a cold cell, away from your children, stripped of everything, status, comfort, identity, and left to face yourself. Truly face yourself. The couple, who served their time separately in 2 different federal prisons, share that their darkest moments weren't necessarily about losing their freedom, but about the mental and emotional unraveling that came with it. There were days I questioned whether I'd survive, Julie admits. I developed severe anxiety. My body reacted to the stress in ways I never imagined: hair loss, insomnia, panic attacks. I didn't recognize myself. Todd echoes the sentiment. It's humbling to go from having assistants and luxury cars to scrubbing toilets and being called by a number. There were times I thought, I'm not going to make it through this. This is the end. But as the months dragged on, something unexpected happened. They began to heal. And they did it, not through fame, not through wealth, but through connection. Todd shares that it was a fellow inmate who introduced him to meditation and journaling, simple practices that helped anchor his days. He told me, "Man, if you don't get your mind right, this place will swallow you whole." And he was right. Every morning, I'd wake up and write. Not about money, not about the show, just what I was feeling. For Julie, the turning point came through a prison Bible study group. Women from all walks of life, all races, all stories, we would gather once a week, and we just talked. About God, about pain, about shame. I realized that I wasn't alone in my suffering, and that was powerful. The Chrisleys also leaned heavily on their children during this time. Their daughter Savannah, who had taken over guardianship of her younger siblings, Grayson and Chloe, became a rock for them on the outside. She wrote us every week, Julie says, her voice cracking. She kept us connected to hope. Her letters reminded me that I still had a purpose, that I was still loved. When asked about how their marriage survived such an immense strain, Todd is unflinching. We didn't survive it unscathed. We had our moments of blame, of resentment, of silence. But we also had love. And at the end of the day, love wins. Julie chuckles. We used to argue over throw pillows. Now we just feel grateful to share the same roof. Their time apart also forced them to confront past choices with brutal honesty. Todd admits that the illusion of perfection they once maintained came at a steep emotional cost. We were selling an image, and in doing so, we ignored a lot of real problems, financially, emotionally, even spiritually. Prison stripped that image away. What's left now is truth. In the wake of their release, the Chrisleys are focusing on trauma recovery, not just for themselves, but for others. They've begun working with organizations that support former inmates, particularly those who struggle with reintegration after incarceration. There's a stigma, Todd explains. Once you've been in prison, people treat you like damaged goods. But we're here to say, you can still rebuild. You can still matter. Julie adds, we're working on a foundation called Second Light, aimed at providing mental health resources and career training for those re-entering society. It's our way of giving back.